3K Rock's Lazlow Show. Comedian Bill Burr has arrived.
Hello.
Dude, we were outside. There's people still running the marathon. Didn't that thing start at like 9 o'clock this morning?
I got off the train at Penn Station. I didn't even know what was going on because I'm not from here. I just saw people in plastic bags.
Look like homeless people with Continental Airlines logos on them.
Yeah, they look horrendous. I was up in, it's like on 110th and 5th Avenue watching them come by, and it's just every one of them. They just look like they're staring into the sun. They got that look. Even the guys who were like good, like the first three people, you figure they have a look on their face like, yeah, I got this. None of them. None of them. They all look like.
And the real serious runners, they wear those, those shorts that are really, really baggy but really short, like old school, and they have those pale legs. I mean, they look like AIDS patients, a lot of them.
Oh, they do. Definitely. Yeah, last stages of AIDS.
I can still finish the marathon.
Guess what? They can run 26 miles, and you can't.
I know.
I just want to start, as they're running by, just want to start, woo, I just got up. I just got up. Just rub it in as they're going up that last hill.
Reed was saying that there's people actually like having a kegger across the street over in his neighborhood.
Yeah, the disparity between the people who are watching and the people who are actually running is absolutely huge. And these people are drunk so much so that they had to bring in the riot police, and they brought in a paddy wagon to clear off the streets.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
they were that loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not a sport that people tailgate for. They get up 8 hours before they're in the parking lot and start throwing down and getting into fights when they're cheering on their buddies.
I mean, I can understand getting S-faced at like an indie race or something. Yeah, they're going in a circle again.
Yeah, you can keep seeing them. Yeah. I went to a couple Indy 500s. That's what you do. They let you bring a cooler in there and everything. You get a pool going. Everybody has about 5 cars. And then you just hope you wanted to see an accident, but what you don't realize is they hit the wall at 200 miles an hour and they just continue, 180, 150, 160. So you just see and the stuff just goes flying down. So you never really get to see it.
It's not as good as TV.
No.
That's my problem when I go to major sporting events now. Like, when I was at the Super Bowl, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. But you're so used to seeing, from a TV that you're actually just sitting there staring at a screen. When you're at a concert, even if you have good tickets, you catch yourself just staring at the screen above the stage. It's like, I'm here live and I'm watching TV. What am I doing?
I'm on the field for every Eagles game. I watch it on the big screen, the Fanavisions.
and you're right there.
The players, if I'm not watching, they'll hit me. I'm watching myself get hit on the screen.
So we were backstage with Bill at Opie and Anthony's Halloween party, and I think you cut out before.
Oh yeah.
Before Wayne got
hammered.
Wayne got a little hammered.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
What happened?
He was convincing chicks backstage to take their tops off.
Which is pretty easy at those guys' shows.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, considering they're all walking around
with
like a dildo taped onto their crotch. It's just like
that one gave me penis envy.
Oh yeah, I hugged that one girl. The
wiffle ball bet?
Donkey Punch, that girl.
Right.
She comes up. She's like, hey, what's going on? She's gorgeous, Puerto Rican girl. So I'm giving her a big hug, And then she stepped away. I talked to her literally for 5 minutes before I looked down, and she had on a mini skirt with like a apparati hanging out of it. And
was that wiffle ball bad girl?
No, she had a full-on apparati.
That was tranny. Yeah, she was going as Jim Norton's girlfriend, I believe. And I'm just thinking, I mean, how much porn have you watched at that point? You know what I mean? Where you start delving into the sex toys, because that stuff is just creepy. That whole section. Wow, I'm getting all blank stares here. You guys just I don't think
I like the toys.
I have a great porn story. They're actually they're already they announced the video iPod, and all the porn people, the people that are shooting porn,
iPorn,
they're so excited because people will subscribe and have porn downloaded to their iPod. Because there's nothing better than sitting on the bus next to a bunch of complete strangers watching a couple of girls go at it.
What, are you going to rub one out on the subway? I don't understand.
While you're in traffic?
Yeah, what is that for? I hate the iPod, by the way. I hope they don't advertise.
Mine break.
No, they don't.
I have 3 of them that don't work.
You know what I like about those things? Even when you don't use it and it's off, the battery still dies. So you have to just constantly be charging the thing. Then you bring it down, then when it's messed up, they'll just be like, did you ever drop it at any point? Did it ever drop? They just yeah. I dropped cell phones. It's small. Yeah, see, that isn't good. I'm like, see, when did you get it? Yeah, it's not under warranty anymore. And it's like another $300 you got to go pay.
Are you talking about when you go to the Apple store and they have the Genius Bar?
Oh, yeah.
I went there and how could you work behind something that says Genius Bar? And you take something up to the guy and like, hello, Genius Bar man. Here's my broken electronic device. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, you're supposed to be a genius, stupid.
Well, that's better than Best Buy. They have the Geek Squad.
Oh,
you go
God.
there and the Geek Squad fixes it for you.
I'm just not into technology. In fact, up until about 2 days ago, I was still shaving with 2 blades. I was, and you know what? Yeah, because I left all my toiletries in Orlando, Florida.
Why?
And just because it was another 6:30 in the morning flight. And I was looking at my luggage, going, "Man, it seems like there's a lot of space in there." And I was thinking maybe I sold some CDs or something. I didn't know what. And then I get home, dude. I just dropped like $160 at Dwayne Reed, man. It was ridiculous. I mean, I left everything there, everything. So I got the they go, "You want the Mach 3 or the Mach 3 Turbo?" I knew there was 4, but I refused to go to that level. So I was like, I'll get the Mach 3 Turbo. It's no closer. It's got that little pivot head, like that. Ooh, like I have like this octagon face that I really need that. I'm gonna get one of those 1800 ones with the the straight razor,
right?
With that long piece of lever,
right? That you can like shank somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the technology, the Onion did a spoof about how Schick or one of them was saying, "Oh, we're gonna have 4 blades now,"
and then go to 6.
And then like 6 months later, they actually came out with a razor with 4 blades on it.
Yeah.
And you know what kills me about razor blades? They're like $800 when you go to buy razor blades. They're the most expensive things ever.
That's why they're behind the register. It's a total ripoff. They got them back there like it's like right next to the gold necklaces.
With the condoms, Gillette Sensor, Gillette Sensor XL. It's like, what's next?
All I'm saying is if you still got 2 blades, man, don't give in to the peer pressure.
I'm a 2-blade guy myself.
It still works.
I'm not into technology myself either.
But you can't buy the 2-blade one anymore.
As you see, I don't even use the 2-blade one for much.
They have that new female one now that vibrates. Have you seen that one? It's just called like
I should hope so.
It's got a weird name, too.
It does, yes.
What, it vibrates?
Yes. It's Vibra something, but it just sounds.
Why do you need to
inappropriate?
Because they're too scared to go into a porn store. 90% of the stuff that they sell women vibrates, if you've noticed. And somehow they figure out how to...
Yeah, I don't need something sharp vibrating if I was a woman down there.
I just bought a shower head. I bought a brand new and I bought like the Psycho one. You feel like you're in the rainforest. It's like, it's like a flying saucer over your head. My girl was all mad because I didn't get the removable one, and then she goes on to explain the pulsating thing. I'm like, you do that?
The like, pulsating shower head that it comes off.
And I'm like, do it. So she starts doing it. I'm like, you do that? I just like, well, not in this apartment, sweetheart. All right? I'm the only one.
The bathroom is for cleaning only.
Yeah, that vibrates stuff.
So back to this iPorn thing. This one place already loaded some online, and people have downloaded 500,000 downloads and they say that they're going to start shooting porn specifically for the iPod. So they're 3 to 5 minute clips. So the story's got to be really fast.
That's
I guess
about what you need is 3 to 5 minutes.
Well, because some of those have like the pizza man, come inside, and they have like 4 or 5 minutes of dialogue, and then they get it on.
The screens are too small, I think, for porn. You can't get a good look at the boobs at that point.
Yeah.
Who wants small boobs? I want a big boob.
So what you do is you just wait for this first wave. What you just complained about, all the freaks out there are going to complain about. Then they'll fix it. The next wave.
I'll get the plasma big screen iPorn.
That'll be great when you're on a plane. There's a
I feel
Christian family behind you.
Awkward now looking at my Playboy. I mean, sometimes even Maxim. But now with my iPorn?
I love reading Playboy on the train or on the airplane. Just,
To make people feel awkward?
Well,
You're 18. You're allowed to.
Right. It's like Dr. Phil this week was talking about breastfeeding. Is that a good segue?
Yeah.
Anyone? No?
Oprah had the... what does she have on there? Why do men go to strip clubs? So 4 idiots actually show up to get berated by all these women. It's stupid. Why do you show up? Because they're naked and they're in better shape than you. That's why. And that's the reason why. Stop making me lie.
Dude, the production values on those shows, it's unbelievable. And that anybody would let like a camera crew follow them around and show all these awful things about their family. Then they go sit in front of that and all these women, boo.
Oh, yeah.
Boo. What do you want from me?
I think they just want to be on TV.
And you were saying that there was some, they were like having some JonBenet Ramsey fest or something, like little kids trying to be.
Oh yeah, on Oprah they had. Oh, it just keeps getting worse and worse. She was having the
kid talent, right?
Yeah, the most talented kids, and you could tell they were going up there, right? And a lot of them, like one girl was just like, Oprah's like, she's only 4 years old and she's already memorized the Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech. So this little white girl comes out, and she's like, she knows what any of it means, right? And first of all, I'm just picturing like the white parents at home going, okay, how can we get our kid on Oprah?
Right.
What's going to appeal to Oprah?
Right.
Who has their little 4-year-old white girl in the middle of the suburb? That's the first thing she memorizes? The Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech. It was really pandering. And I don't know. Kind of hoped she was going to fall and break her neck.
I didn't really think that was much talent as much as memory.
Yeah, and then they had like kids doing like jokes. I hate talented kids. I hate kids who would like parents are like proud of them. Like, isn't that amazing? Look what they can do. I just, I've really got an issue.
Dude, everybody on this show has issues about kids. I mean, and like everybody I know is breeding, except for the people in this room. And you know, you get like you used to have good conversations with your friends over the phone, and now they call. Can I tell you what my little darling did? No. I want to hear, like, about cool things.
But isn't there a part of you that thinks I should breed just to make up for the de-evolution that everybody else is doing? These guys in the trailer parks that are having kids and just bringing, you know, the entire, like, mankind down. But yet where you always feel like you're smarter than them. So, you know what? I should pop out a few just to equal it out, to balance out.
No, because genius skips generations, dude. I would have a little retarded Republican child.
Jim Florentine would be making fun of him.
And then you'd have to protest.
Not on my show anymore, dude. I've got a kid and you made fun of him.
No, they're not. You know what? Actually, it's good. No one's really dealing with the population problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
4 guys in this room are.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think the American military is making a dent. I think they're
good. But you know,
tsunamis.
As many as people as you can blow up. I mean, people are just humping everywhere. I mean, look at all the people in the city. That's a result of somebody banging somebody. You ever think of that when you just look at all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in here?
A lot of sex in this room.
5 bangs.
And I don't like thinking about my parents banging.
Yeah, all right. Sorry about that.
Yeah, thanks for
they should make a law that everybody can only have 2 kids, right? Then it would kind of, you know, 2 people, they have 2 kids, and it can level off in the amount of them who are gay in some sort of horrendous accidents. It would gradually start tapering off, you know, maybe it wouldn't be 80 degrees out in the middle of November. Everybody's like, dude, this is great. And in the back of your head, you got to be like, the end of the world's coming. There's an asteroid or something headed right at us.
Reed and I were talking about this. Like, do you remember when parents used to have small little strollers? They now have these like SUV strollers that they can put like all their luggage on. The kid goes in there. They've got like a whole bar across the top. And Reed was saying like a building collapsed on one of these things, and it still stood.
Yeah, did you guys hear this? That this building on the Upper West Side just basically fell on a nanny and her child, and
which is comedy, of course.
Right, or tragedy. And you know, this whole building just collapsed, and the nanny got really messed up. She got broken bones and stuff, and the baby in the stroller, fine. Completely fine.
And they come barreling down the aisles with this thing like, oh, I made a baby. Like, great, you and 80 billion other people.
And they have the Transformer ones now, too. My friend has one. It's a stroller. Then when they get home, it converts into, like, the crib.
Into a wet bar.
I like how the rich people, they don't even deal with their kids. I had a couple people in the penthouse of my building. They're like ridiculous. I've seen at least 52 different people with this same baby. Never seen the parents.
Isn't that great? Once you get money, you don't even have to raise your children.
Oh, yeah.
Reed wrote an article about like what rich people pay for. You were saying that like one guy has a private jet for his dog or something.
Yeah, man. These two rich people got divorced, and so they hired somebody to maintain custody of their little dog. So the little dog would have to. I mean, the person that they hired would have to ferry this little dog back and forth between the divorced husband and wife, and they got a private plane for the dog. So it was like 40 grand a trip. They would fly the dog to the husband, then they'd fly the dog back to the wife.
Burning through the ozone layer, jet fuel.
Meanwhile, the dog's taking a dump by the captain.
Oh, I would love to listen to that little black box tape between them. Like, you believe this crap? This little stupid thing.
The last thing you hear is a dog barking.
No, that's probably extra cash for him. They probably hope they get a goldfish or something. Breaks up with his next girlfriend. Gotta have his own jet by the end of it.
Did you hear about the Andy Rooney thing this week?
Yes.
I guess Andy, did you hear about this? Andy Rooney was on, I guess he was on Imus, and he made a statement about the term African American. And there's some people that are very pro about what he said, and some people that are a little bit upset.
Smart. I object every time I hear the words African American. You know, I don't know why we have gotten caught with that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I love Andy Rooney's voice.
I love the awkward silence after he said it. Everyone can just sense he's going to get fired, and it's just like, I want no part of that.
You get the feeling that, not necessarily like Andy Rooney, but eventually...
You ever wonder why sometimes...
African-American, they're not going to like that one eventually either. Like 10 more years from now, we're just going to have to say something else. It's always, that in itself is evolving into something. I think in about 10 years, they won't like African-American either.
I think it's leveled off.
You think it's leveled off?
Yeah, because it's black, African American. It's still kind of. People say African American when they have like a really high paying job. But like, people like my level, yeah, this black dude came walking down the street. He doesn't care.
So you're saying that African American is like 50,000 and above?
Yeah, I mean, how many more syllables are you going to add to it? It's just, you got American, you got African in there, you got both countries
coming together.
Continent and country, yeah, both represented.
I object every time I hear the words African American.
Hello.
I don't know why we have gotten caught with that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, I'm an Irish American.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What should I say? Just black, right?
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with black.
Well, I don't either.
Growing up, it's funny how words get to be opprobrious.
Growing up, it's funny, we used to hang them off of bridges.
Yeah, something about lynching. Just make some words a little more touchier than others. You know how he screwed up? He goes, I don't know how, and then he used we, how we got caught. Those are all buzzwords that just, you're going to be having like a press conference, just standing behind a podium, all you had to throw in is you people in the middle of that sentence. And that was like the trifecta for a white dude losing his job.
Right. You people.
And now we got caught with that African American.
Growing up, it's funny how words get to be opprobrious. The word Negro is a perfectly good word. It's a strong word and a good word. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't. Mostly, it's not necessary to identify anyone by skin color.
Which, I mean, the last part of that's quite a valid, why are we identifying people
in
by...
a perfect world.
Exactly.
People always try to act like, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, yellow, green. They always go on that corny speech.
But what happens when you're telling a story? Yeah, dude, we were at this bar and this dude, this black dude came in, and people always clarify it.
But when it's a white dude, you don't say, "Hey, there was a white dude at the bar last night." No.
And
yeah, but you can tell like the word Negro was like white people grudgingly. All right, we won't call you the N word. Let's come up with something as close to that as humanly possible. We'll change a vowel here. We'll throw an O at the end of it, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I can see why they didn't want that one. I mean,
exactly.
Colored was brutal.
Oh, dude, my grandmother, all the time I used to tell her, I'm like, we don't use the word colored anymore. Can you please just stop saying that word?
Yeah, it's okay to keep going 23 skidoo, but there's some of the things you got to update.
23 skidoo.
I don't know. You know how that started? I learned this on a double-deck bus tour with my grandmother when she came here. We were riding on it, and I guess on 23rd Street.
I want to throw eggs every time I see those. They have in New York. They have the double-decker buses, and people are on top, and they're like in the open air there, and they're like peering out. And they've got that "Ooh, I'm in New York" look. I just want to throw eggs at them.
Yeah, give them the New York experience.
My parents came up from D.C. to Philly yesterday, actually, and I saw one of those. We have them in Philly too. Open-ended bus. It goes by, and I see my mom look up with a big smile on her face. I was like, "Don't even think about it. We are not getting on that bus. No." Why not? And then two of them pull up next to each other, and then it's like a race. And the people on top of this bus are like, "Yeah, we're beating you now."
You know what? I took the tour with my grandmother. It was a good time.
Yeah?
Swear to God, learned some stuff about New York. Never knew.
You're like, oh, there's where the Seinfeld.
Yeah, there's where they shot the opening of The Odd Couple. I didn't know that. That's all right.
Well, what's the 23 skidoo thing?
Oh, back in the day, I guess girls walk down the street that always, for some reason, I don't know the way the buildings were situated, they get like gusts of wind and it would blow their dresses up and they'd pull them down and run down the street. So
and scream what, 23 skidoo?
No, I guess skidoo meant they were running on 23rd Street. I mean, I didn't come up with it.
How old are you? 800?
No, I went on the tour, man. I went on the double-decker tour. There's a pier off of 14th Street. They were trying to say they built it to accept the Titanic. And then, obviously the Titanic goes down, so now they can't use it. And I guess with the ships, that's like bad luck. So they're like, we can't use this ever again. So like 4 or 5 years later, they're like, we'll use it one more time. And they boarded the people under the Lusitania. Swear to God, that's what he was trying to tell me. So, and then he's like, and it's still there. And then you go to make a left. I've taken it twice. The first time I took it, depends on if your tour guy is good enough. The first time I got it, I don't know if it was this guy's first day. He was horrendous. Maybe it's because like kind of stop and go traffic. You'd be like, okay, and over there is a hardware store, and if you need thumbtacks or a hammer, that's where people get them. Okay, and that's a Taco Bell's Dunkin' Donuts.
Here's another GNC. It's the 8th one today.
Yeah, you get vitamins.
We've been talking about college campuses and stuff. I guess there's some protests going on because white kids are throwing straight thuggin' parties, where...
Oh, God.
Yeah. They're also known as ghetto parties. They are a fad on college campuses and some high schools where guests are encouraged to wear gold chains, do-rags, hats turned to the side, and listen to loud rap music and flash gang signs.
Right.
Evidently, they drink malt liquor, and the black students on campus are not flattered. They're very angry. And this is happening at the University of Chicago, is where some of these are going on. And some of the black students are, saying, hey, I'm really from the ghetto.
Yeah, but what black people have to realize is they're mainstream now. Rap
Right.
crossed over, and now it's going to become cheesy. On same way, heavy metal. No one liked it in the beginning, and then I swear to God, by the end of the 80s, all those hair bands, all those girls like, oh my God, Ozzy, I
Right.
love him. And it was over.
And by the end of the
And it
80s,
died.
we all dressed like them, and we all had hair like them.
Yeah.
You know?
And how many of us were really living the way they were living? None of them. So it's just like, I don't know. It's like, if you're going to sell 8 million albums... It's going to become cheesy, and it's going to, in a way, just become part of the hacky mainstream.
Maybe
so take it.
Instead of protesting these African Americans that are complaining, they should just throw cracker parties and get them right back at them.
Yeah.
Throw a party like if they're in the suburbs. And
Right. Listening to...
Yeah, but white people, we don't care.
Right.
That's the problem. They've never been able to come up with a good racial slur. We just don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Not in a way, because of the way the whole thing's set up.
What?
Let's say, if a black dude's racist, it's not going to get in the way of my life. It isn't. Unless I go to his neighborhood, then he's going to beat the crap out of me. White people being racist is going to affect his life. That's why it's so much different.
And it's the Equality Hour with Bill Burr here on the Lazlow Show.
No, I'm serious. That's why I always hate whenever you hear white people going, well, you guys use the N-word. How come I can't use it? It's like, how do you not know? How do you not know why? Do you have half a brain and not? Can you just figure that out? They always have the dumbest white dude ever.
Right, and I love when you hear it's reverse racism. What?
Yeah, no, it isn't.
Or the other one where you go man, those dudes are coming in from Mexico and stealing our jobs.
yeah.
What job? What job are you talking about?
How bad did you do in high school?
I was on the phone with Bill this week. We were talking about. I said, "Dude, what's?" I go. Have you been watching TV? They're rioting in France, and he goes, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." I go, "Have you picked up a newspaper lately?"
Somehow I missed it.
Yeah, there's evidently the African and Arab immigrant community in France has just been turning cars over and burning.
3,000 cars have been burned this week.
10 days.
Yeah, I started reading about it afterwards. Some lady was trying to get off a bus, and they lit her on fire.
That's awesome.
But in France, can they blame it on the coloreds?
Huh?
Are they blaming it on the coloreds?
From every mountainside, let freedom ring, and when this happens, when we allow freedom ring.
That's the Martin Luther King alarm that we.
Well, you know that when Oprah didn't get let into that store. Did you hear that?
I remember we talked about that.
Their first statement was, we didn't let her in because we were having problems with Northern Africans. That's what they said right off the bat.
Oh boy, I'm sure that went over well.
And then they tried to quickly smooth it over and said, no, the store was about ready to be closed. It's like, no,
right.
You said that. And in a way, I thought it was kind of refreshing that they actually came out with,
sure,
yeah, this is the problem we're having. So the joke I was doing in my act was like, it's ridiculous. She's a billionaire. I go, you still let her in the store. You just keep an eye on her. That's how you play the game. That's how the game is played. You still let her in and just make sure, she's one of the good ones.
Right.
That's all. No, I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's the same. Do you know what it is? White people are the only ones who are not allowed to use past experience. It's just like, say, like you met like an Asian dude. You never met an Asian dude before in your life. Hey, how's it going? He just winds up and just kicks you right in the nuts, right? Next time you meet an Asian guy, you're going to cheat a little. You're going to turn a little aside. Hey, how's it going? Does that mean you hate all of them? But I mean, you're trying to run a store. So this is my problem. They should definitely apologize, right? Oprah's going to have like a special on it, like
she did. She got
trashing, white people for being like that, which is cool as long as she takes 2 minutes out of that hour to tell those Northern Africans to stop stealing stuff out of that store. It's not like it came out of... That's like when you hear Arabs complaining at the airport, like, oh, they search me every time. It's like, dude, 20 of you went out and blew up a bunch of stuff. All right? If 20 redheads went out and did some crazy stuff, I would expect to be getting some looks the next day. I'm not saying it's right, and I would definitely be irritated, but at some point I would address those 20 freckle-faced losers who ruined it for me. I wouldn't act like it fell out of the sky.
And that's the problem in France. France, they've got like this really liberal immigration policy, and all these guys from Africa and all these Arabs are coming in, and now they're rioting. And it's like, dude, guess what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you on buses, and you can go back home. Because you don't just like show up in another country and start demanding like, and we need some health care, we need this. It's like, dude, we got our own problems.
Yeah.
You know, I've always said that if Al Qaeda wants to get into this country, all they got to do is learn Spanish, because it's like half the people that are putting New Orleans together. There's a lot of people that are upset right now that the people of New Orleans are losing their jobs and not getting work because they're literally bussing in illegal aliens to do all the reconstruction work down there.
Well, it's capitalism. I don't have a problem with anybody coming in this country as long as you don't blow people up.
Yeah, that's pretty much the line, I think.
That, yeah, listen to your music. I don't care. Dress the way you want to dress.
Sell your mixtapes on the corner.
Do whatever you want to do. Just don't blow me up.
There's a bank in Britain now. They say they're banning piggy banks because it may offend some Muslims. So Muslims, obviously, they don't eat pork because they find the pig to be an impure animal. So they say this is a sensitive issue. I think they're being courteous to their customers. But now they're taking it too far. They're taking pig calendars and toys out of the stores, which means you're not going to be able to buy Winnie the Pooh stuff. You can't buy the story Three Little Pigs anymore.
Well, let me see. Okay, not only do they not want to eat a pig, they don't want to see one.
Apparently not.
I mean, yeah.
But the pig does exist.
It's not like they're cooking. I know. It's not like you're cooking bacon.
Wow. Thank you, Wayne.
But I mean, is there that much denial that they think that the pig doesn't even exist?
Aren't there religions that also worship the cow? So we take all meat off the market now just to appease everybody?
No, but it's not even meat. It's not like they're cooking bacon when they're coming in there. It's a ceramic pig.
Like Switzerland would go down. Me and Laz
That's the dumbest thing.
We go to Switzerland and it survives off the knife, the watch, and cows. There's just cows everywhere, I guess, because of the chocolate. And there's you want a cow towel, you get a cow towel. You want a cow bank, you got that. Cow phone, they have it. They'd have to pull
Nazi
all that
gold,
off as well.
they got it all, dude.
Nazi gold.
This is the Lazlow Show, episode 17. Bill Burr sitting in. Cousin Ed has been hanging out here every week because he's afraid he's going to get fired at his station.
Very unstable business we're in right now.
Down in YSP. You know, Bill, all the stations are going talk now. You notice the lack of music. We've been talking since July.
I've heard. Radio is a brutal business.
Dude, it will crush your ego. I think it may be... it could be worse than comedy.
But Wayne...
Oh, it's way worse.
Wayne's loving it, though. He's living the rock star life now.
I'm living large over here.
Wayne builds houses during the week and orders around a crew of guys.
Mexicans.
And
no, the colored. No. They're all white guys.
Okay. Anyway.
I can't, there's always one of those guys, like everyone else is struggling, there's other guy, it's just a hobby. I tell jokes on the weekend, and, just sitting there, look, everyone else is petrified.
I get free boobs and free Guinness. It's a great hobby.
It's a good gig.
I'm just doing this for fun. There's no passion.
Oh, there's passion.
What kind of passion?
I love to be here. I love doing this.
Yeah, Wayne has quickly become the star of the show. And
star in Long Beach?
Sure.
I'm working on the pizzerias now.
What?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm looking to get free pizza. I use everything to my advantage, Bill.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a carpenter.
You do a carpenter?
Yeah.
Do you do finished work? Or
Oh, yeah, I'm a finished carpenter,
Oh,
yes.
you do? Do you
You need a little work done or something?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I called Bill this week.
Because, I ain't getting paid for being here.
Can you redo a kitchen?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. Be done in 2 weeks. No problem.
There's no 2-week kitchens.
Wayne's 8x10 is going to be hung up at the bagel shop in Long Beach.
Pretty much. Any place where we get free stuff is good for me.
Dude, I was trolling the internet at 2 in the morning, and after I finished on YoungAsianBoys.com, I went to I found this clip that's going all over of Elvis drunk. Have you seen this?
No.
It's like,
oh, that's great.
Oh, dude, he is slurring something fierce, and I think he's trying to sing "Are You Lonely Tonight?"
Oh wait, I have heard that song. He's completely babbling that he forgets the words.
Yeah, it's
oh yeah,
it's bad.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if you're lonesome tonight. Someone said the world's a stage and each of us play a part. Play it
me play in plus tax.
He had this little bit at the end. He goes, blah, 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 and he completely loses it, and then says plus tax.
I've seen the video. No, he just completely forgot the word. There was no teleprompter. You know what the problem? People make fun of Elvis, but in all fairness, he was on point as far as being a rock star. Like nobody knew how to keep going. You know what I mean? All these guys, Rolling Stone and Aerosmith, they all learned from this dude's career. You know, they hit in the gym, they get off the drugs. He's like the first behind the music guy, and there was nobody there to help him. They just, hey, keep taking the pills. You're the king. And all of a sudden, he's 40 and he's fat, and they're just like, hey, what happened? How do we keep this going?
Have you ever been to his house?
Oh, yeah, it was so depressing.
I went to the 15th anniversary of Elvis's death. There was like 200,000 people in Tennessee for this thing, and we got a little whacked off various things, and we actually got thrown out because there was a video of, and it was like the older Elvis dancing, and I was sitting there with my girlfriend at the time, and we were laughing so hard, and this guy came over and said, "What are you laughing at?" And I was like, "This video is hysterical." And he's like, he goes, "Elvis is not funny," and he threw us out.
You went into his house and you laughed at the man.
You laughed at the kid.
It wasn't really his house. It was that thing across the street. You know what I'm talking about? Where you buy all the Elvis stuff. But
he is one of the most exploited superstars of all. You go there, they got Elvis cuckoo clocks, they got magnets. His grave, the guy can't even rest in peace. That's what I went to his house to laugh at him, thinking I would get a bit, and I walked in there. I felt bad for the guy. It's like I'm just traipsing through his house. You know, his shag rugs and there's those 3 RCA TVs. Elvis loved to watch all the football games. He loved to watch it.
And I love how they're like, "Let's state of the art." And you look at it and you're like, "Geez, this looks kind of old."
Yeah, and it's at that real small house, and you're looking up the stairs, and the toilet's right around the corner that he died on.
That's the one he died on.
And you just can hear him like, "Get out of my house, man! Just get out of my house."
His brother or somebody came to our church when I was a kid and gave this whole speech about how he found Elvis with a Bible, and that they had just been talking about Jesus, and that he was sure that Elvis had taken Jesus into his life and become saved again. And the crowd was just so excited, like, "Oh, good, Elvis didn't go to hell. Oh, thank the Lordy." And I was like, this is the biggest load of crap. And they said that he had a Bible in the bathroom with him. Like, that's what he was reading on the toilet. Like, let me see, Hustler? Hold on. Let me get to Leviticus.
Maybe it was out of toilet paper.
Oh, no, that's wow.
That sounds like he's got a good publicist. Like, how do we spin this?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, this clip is hysterical, though.
Plus tax. You read your lines so cleverly. You never missed a cue. Then came back to you forgot the words. Said you change, you fool. You acted strange, and why I've never known. Why ever did it?
It sounds like he's enjoying his buzz. He realizes he's messing up at this point. He's just kind of going along with it.
In the back of his head, he's like, I'm making 20 grand on this show.
I just like, what I like is no one in the background changes. Like, the people just keep playing, and the people keep moaning.
It's like those death metal bands. You can't understand what the singer's saying anyway. They can say anything they want. Doesn't matter. Reading Shakespeare lyrics or Hallmark cards, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is a little more mellow than that. You can't cover this one. He should have just started doing that.
Should have launched into Back in Black.
You acted strange, and why I've never known. Why ever did it? Honey, who am I talking to? You lied when you said you loved me. I had no cause to doubt you. But I really go on hearing your lies. And you go on living without you. And the stage is bare.
What?
Let's know the background. Let's do
And from the camera angle, you can't see if any of those people are looking at each other going, "Dude, Elvis is whacked."
And you go on living without you. And the stage is bare. And I'm standing there without any hair. And you won't come back to me. What the heck with it? Is your heart still thing?
have bothered even singing or even talking, because obviously he's okay if he's singing, but he was like, he tries to do that little interlude and
like Ozzy, he can't talk but he can sing. Right. How do they do that? Their accent just disappears, the stutter goes away.
Yeah. I've seen that clip. He doesn't look like overly. I'm sure he has some pills in him, but he just completely spaced on that whole monologue, and he's just standing out there, just hanging there. I can't watch people bomb. It makes me so uncomfortable just listening to that whole thing. Oh my God, just eating it.
And that was the night. You're right. There were teleprompters were invented.
Yeah. He was just that guy. Just every awful thing that could happen, right up into his overdose. I mean, he just went right down the checklist.
Right. And if you're going to overdose, overdose in front of the TV or in a limo or something.
Overdose on the toilet.
Right.
While having sex, that's good. That'd be cool.
Oh, that's good.
You're going to go out.
Especially if you're really fat and then the girl dies in front of you in town.
No Elvis. Everyone in Motley Crue is dead.
I was reading this week that some scientists found a fossil of these two species having sex. It was like 65,000 years old. But that's the way you're going to go. That's the way to go. And it was like the very first species ever found together having sex.
What?
Yeah.
What channel are you watching?
No, I read too much.
Was there a petrified penis in a petrified vagina?
Wait, I have to read you the lingo because it was very strange.
The lingo.
It was something about. Yeah, I'm not a scientist.
I think that paleontologist has been out in the desert a little too long.
Here it is, right here.
He's just like, yeah, and they were having sex.
Scientists find fossils in sexual union in India. Sexual union for 65 million years, discovered in a fossil state. They were tiny swarm cells. Here it is. Finding the fossils in a fused position with their flagella shed was evidence they were having sex. Wow. I don't know what flagella is. I'm used to waking up, finding a Trojan wrapper and an empty 40, and that was a sign that apparently I had sex last night. I don't remember. I hope it was good for her. Barry White CDs on repeat. Not my flagella shed.
Doesn't the penis just decomposes? There's no bone in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to know. It's like, that's one long erection.
Yeah.
And this guy's out in the desert going, if only I could find a mummy with a little bit of arousal, if you know what I am saying.
But this guy must have been good. 65 million years he was putting it to her?
Really? This is the Lazlow Show, the website, in case you have missed part of this show or past episodes. It's at lazlow.com. You can download every show that we've done so far, including the ones that we post up online are the ones without the dumping out when somebody says something bad. It's the unedited version of the show.
Yes,
because Wayne's good
for
a lot
of excitement there.
Yeah.
Yes,
I've only you only had to use the dump button one time with me.
I've been doing good.
Yeah, you are doing good, because usually you're on O&A and it's just you feel so comfortable there. You don't have to worry about...
Well, usually whatever is going on is so much worse than dropping the F-bomb at that point,
I remember the first time I played a Wayne clip on O&A's show, and Bill Burr was in the studio. His eyes were, enormous, and he was just looking around like, who is this guy?
Oh, riveting.
Who are these?
Riveting stories.
Yeah, I had actually gotten a copy of that show, and in the background, I forget what you were yelling, but it was all about me still laughing, while I'm telling the punchline.
It was the baby arm story.
It was the baby arm
about how you
story.
had the fetish for the girl that had the underdeveloped arm.
Still do. You don't lose a fetish. This isn't like you go on to a new one. They stick around.
We need baby arm sightings. When people sight, baby arms out in public.
There's got to be one listener that has a baby arm.
Send him into Wayne. He sits at home in front of his computer.
He doesn't have a computer.
No computer.
You don't have a computer?
No. I'm not into technology. I don't even answer the phone.
Like a computer that's...
I still rely on the U.S. Post Office.
A computer is not like that high tech.
Right.
It is high tech.
You have a cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. That's when you're really rejecting technology.
I get it to the company I work for. I wouldn't buy one. I don't pay a bill to have one.
You got to understand why Wayne doesn't answer the phone. It also has to do with his mass consumption of a certain substance that makes him want to put a towel, in front of the front door. It's like shooting a spitball at a freight train, dude. I don't think
it's not me. I'm comfortable with the whole.
You pull up outside your house, you can smell it outside.
Nothing wrong with that. But my old lady has a real problem with the neighbors, and I used to actually have Hasidic Jews that live next door to me. It's like, it doesn't bother me, sweetie. I don't care if the whole building knows it's coming from here.
And what does the Hasidic Jews have anything to do with
Well, they have a little, they're known not to bathe, so when they go up and down the hallway, look at
Does the smell balances out?
The smell kind of balances out.
Is it that they don't bathe or that they got to wear that overcoat in the middle of July? I would.
It's a little bit of both.
You know what I mean? I feel so bad for those people.
I know.
It's like,
of the roulette wheel of religions to get, the one that you have to wear like a suit in July.
With no deodorant.
You got to dress like you're on Little House on the Prairie. It's like 92
I like the guys that got the
out.
big fur hats on and stuff, too, down there in Williamsburg.
Oh, those are the pimping ones. They sell the jewelry.
Yes, exactly.
Down on like 30th Street.
I got a good deal on diamonds. But you can't come on Saturday morning.
Yeah, my buddy bought a house from a Hasidic family, and like there was this big control center because you couldn't touch lights at certain times.
From Friday night, sundown.
You can't turn the lights
Saturday
on.
night. You can't touch nothing electrical, touch any currency, or use a vehicle.
Really?
Yeah.
I would get the clapper then. Just I'm not touching it.
You're just making stuff. People, I got a real problem with organized religion.
Yeah, me too.
I just really believe if you're just a good person, it just makes sense. Like the 10 Commandments are common sense, and then all that other crap that they add on to it, don't eat meat or this Friday, that's just making them sound like they actually know something. You got to get a lot of calls on that one, huh?
Well, unfortunately, we can't take calls because they don't have the system set up for it.
This is K-Rock, man.
Dude, they've been playing music for 800 years until and like Stern's got the talk studio next door, and then this is a music studio. It's not set up to like do a talk show, but we just sort of came in and started doing it, and then the station flipped the talk.
Music on radio is awful, anyways. They grab they're like MTV. There's like eight artists you can choose from now,
and they're all hip hop,
and that's not too bad. There's some other ones. they let what is it? Chemical.
Nickelback, My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance, yeah.
Nickelback. Isn't that the one we played the two songs at the same time? It was the same song 2 years apart, basically?
Yep, same beats.
I got to admit, they got some catchy songs.
Are you serious?
I would never see them in concert, but they got like that. They got that Journey thing where they're like cheesy, but you find yourself singing their songs.
I know a lot of words to those songs, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're really. You know what it is? There's just something about that lead singer. He's just irritating looking. He looks like he knows more than me. It just bugs me.
You know Journey songs?
I know a couple Journey songs, but not like word for word.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. I bet if we put a Journey block on right now, you'd be having flashbacks to your prom. Be all kinds of things going like, wow, that's like Tom Cruise. I'm not a big fan of his, but they had his whole body of work. I was like, how the hell did I saw like 85, 90% of his movies. Horrendous movies. I don't even know why. Cocktail. How do you turn that into 90 minutes? All right, this is bartender, right? He's one of the best in the business.
Well, if you think about it, it's probably 120 minutes that you can only get it out 90 of common sense for you to actually sit down and want to watch.
Right, then we're going to have people juggling with bottles.
Right.
You know what, I don't see the Tom Cruise ones where he actually is trying to act. Because I know, like, there's certain people who, like, they're real actors, like, say, like, Anthony Hopkins, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, he's like Hannibal Lecter, and then, like, what did he play in Amistad? I can't remember who he played. He played like Sam Adams or something like that, and he was the guy. You couldn't even see him in it. But Tom Cruise, he's a movie star. That dude is Tom Cruise and everything. So I'm not going to go see, Shogun or whatever, The Last Samurai, whatever the hell he was.
I didn't make 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, that's going to be Maverick. From Top Gun in Japan.
Exactly.
That's right, Iceman. I am dangerous. Now he's got a big sword. He's like, I like those people too, like those actors. Like they're just themselves and everything. So when they go to play a different character, and then they grow a mustache, like, ooh, who is that? This must be the 1800s. He has a cowboy hat, and he's totally talking the way he talks. It's like, you suck. Not to say that I'm a good actor, but I'm just saying, it's like...
What have you starred in, Bill Burr?
Oh, nothing. Oh, I'm horrendous. I'm a comedian, man. That's the only thing I've ever been good at. And there's a lot of people who don't even think that. So.
We're going to take a quick break, come back with Bill Burr. Also coming up on the show, we've got Some Woman Went Crazy on Trading Spouses this week. We've got audio of that. Cousin Ed interviews Audio Slave. We were supposed to get to that last week. And we have a comparison of George Bush 10 years ago and George Bush now.
There's a hook. Nobody's turning this channel.
This is the Lazlow Show.
11605 in U.S. only. See store for details.
Go, 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 shorty, go, shorty.
Lazlow Show, little Oompa Loompa hip hop going on.
Who is that?
I don't know. I found it on the internet.
My girl yells at me when I sing that PIMP song. She's you're way too white to be singing that. So now I just do it on purpose. You know, can't get a dollar out of me because you're the PIMP. She's like, stop singing that. You're way too white.
This is the Lazlow Show.
No, we all are. We're too white to do that. But then, you know what? Black people are too black to ever really do rock music right.
But do you feel like
what about In Living Color?
They stunk.
But that song's
they stunk. The only time they were good was when they started to play a little more funk. They were doing what came natural. All right? Stay on your side of the street.
I love it.
No, I'm kidding. No, if they were good, I would say they were good, but they stunk. They were amazing musicians, but...
Everybody throws that out there, though, In Living Color. It's like that and Jimi Hendrix, and that's it.
Exactly. Michael McDonald, people see...
Who?
I'm saying as far as like crossing over, black chicks love him. He somehow's got that blue-eyed soul thing going on, but everybody's got that one, you know what I mean? You can find a white dude with a big penis who can dunk a basketball, but... Generally speaking.
Comedian Bill Burr.
Average height, and maybe we're nicking the ring.
Comedian Bill Burr sitting in on tonight's episode. Also here is Cousin Ed and Reed, the useless producer, and Wayne, who I don't even know if I want to call you my sidekick anymore.
That's okay.
Hey, can I hype my my upcoming...
You're going to Rascals, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be hacking it up on Thanksgiving weekend at Rascals in Montclair, New Jersey. I'll be there the day before, the 23rd. Thanksgiving, everybody's off, and then 25th, 26th, 27th, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So how long is the show? Is it like 2 hours of comedy? You got guys opening up? Or?
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do. It's about, hour and 45 minutes. I do about, 45, 50. I got all the info on BillBurr.com, B-U-R-R, or you can check it out on, I'm on MySpace, me and 9 million other people.
You and a bunch of chicks trolling for dudes. I hear there's people looking to hook up on there.
Oh, you can hook up easily.
You got to have people like on MySpace say, "Oh, you're really funny. You want to do it?"
Well, they don't say you want to do it, but women are almost that bad. Women have no game because they have a vagina. They don't need to learn. I remember one time, I had this girlfriend, and she was going guys say the dumbest stuff when they're trying to hit on you. It's so stupid. I go, all right, let's turn the tables. Let's say I'm in control of the sex. You can't control your sex drive. Come up to me and wow me with something that's gonna make me want to sleep with you. And then she came up and she was horrible. So she started saying stuff to me, and I'm rolling my eyes and everything. She just goes, "You're just trying to make this difficult." And I'm like, "Welcome to my world, sweetheart. This is what I deal with every night." Dude, but MySpace is great. You can totally eliminate all of that.
We had people backstage when we were hanging out at the Opie and Anthony Halloween party. This one guy's like, "Dude, how come you and Wayne and Reed widen your show on MySpace?" I'm like, "Dude, it's all I can do to post it. The show is for free on my website." And people still go, "Dude, it took a few hours for you to post that." Yeah, dude, I got to sleep. And then people these podcasting people that think the whole world should be free for them.
No, that's the new thing with the internet that's so amazing now is people can just get to you. Before, say as a comedian, if somebody watched your set on Letterman or Conan and said, this guy sucks, right? That would be it. But these people actually, they send you a half a page letter how bad you suck and how big your head is. And you try not to respond so they think you didn't read it, but you read them.
Oh, yeah.
You read all of them.
They're on your site from the actual audience with a texting thing. I'm watching you on stage right now, and you suck.
Oh, they were horrendous.
Here's a picture of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's terrible.
What do you get? You've done a few of the late night things, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done. I did Conan a couple times. I did. What else? I did Letterman. Carson Daly, which is death.
Why?
It's just death.
Is everything
you know what it is?
From a cue card, isn't it?
No, Carson is totally cool. His energy is he's a mellow guy, but they didn't have anybody doing audience warm-up. There's usually an audience warm-up guy going, "Come on, guys, we really need the energy. Let's keep it up," and blah, 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 blah. And his style of interviewing is he just sits there and you go back and forth just talking. He's not trying to make it funny. So now all of a sudden you come out after 45 minutes of nobody cracking a joke, and all of a sudden you're like the drunk uncle with a lampshade on your head, and you come. Plus, it's all that TRL crowd. Oh my God, did I bomb the last time I was on there? And I thought I was having a good set because Carson was laughing and the band was laughing. So I'm listening to them, and everyone in the crowd's kind of all looking like freaked out or whatever. So my girl ended up watching it. Like, I can never watch myself on TV, so she comes walking in, and I'm waiting for her to be like, good job, and she was totally silent. So now, like, you know, I'm so insecure, I'm like, what did you think? And she's just like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And that's my girl, so you know that basically means you suck, but I can't say that because, you know, I'm with you.
Well, you know, Reed and I, we talk about this every week. Like, our friends don't listen to the show. Like, I'll talk to a buddy of mine. He's like, yeah, we were in the car. We listened to like 10 minutes. And then, you know, we switched to Q104. I'm like, hey, thanks a lot, buddy. It's good to know that, like, if I was like up on stage at a Broadway show or something, that you would just like go, yeah, it's time for a beer, and get up and walk out when you're buddy. So
I had to stop telling my mother when I was going to be on TV.
Why?
Because she's a mother. She just came with like the criticism. First time I did Conan, she just goes, you shouldn't do any more short sets. You're much better when it's long. That's what she came with. It's just like, you know, next time I'll tell Conan to try to tighten up his monologue so I can, you know, maybe do an extra couple of minutes.
When I was hanging out with you on Monday, like, your cell phone rang, you're like, ugh, and you like scoffed at it, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, we're having a little family squabble. Because you like made the mistake of talking to your mom about politics.
We got in this big battle. My mother's just like, you know, she's one of those people who's just like, you know, she's on the right and the right can do no wrong. So I'm thinking I finally got her. You know, when the whole, you know, Scooter Libby. Isn't that hilarious? That's who they give you. They never give you a higher. You know, who gave away the identity of the CIA guy, huh? Was it Dick Cheney? Was it Rumsfeld? Was it Bush? Nah, it was a guy named Scooter. Some dude down in the mailroom. You pinning it on me? Don't worry, we'll set you up with a house. So I started going off her, and I go, look, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah,
you got to tell me now that this guy, and she's just like, well, you know, politics, it's a dirty business. It's just no matter what. She has like a, you know, I made the mistake. I shouldn't have brought it up because we kind of agreed not to discuss politics.
Oh, I tried to talk to my parents about it, and it's brutal.
And somehow they always end up bringing up Bill Clinton. Oh. And it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, that was like 8 years ago. Well, Bill Clinton could have got Bin Laden and he didn't do it. I'm like, there's a whole bunch of people could have got him and they didn't do it. I'm not talking about that. It's just...
My favorite...
I'm saying go get the guy.
Was the 9/11 hearings, you know, when they... first off, they tried to not even have the 9/11 hearings, so the Bush administration tried to shut that down. And then the commission was formed. He had, like, Ashcroft go up there, and they're like, so what do you think it was? And he goes, Bill Clinton. Like, dude, you guys blame everything on it. And I'm not... They're all scumbags, don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
Clinton was a scumbag, but it's like, that is the... It's like when your bike gets stolen. But you blame a black person.
They're like unprecedented as far as just like, you know, they kind of just had a war. They just attacked somebody. I mean, that dude was on lockdown. He couldn't even fly over 2/3 of his country.
Who?
That's Saddam. This is my thing. I don't mind, you know, the guy was definitely a bad dude, but get the guy who did that stuff downtown first. Get him.
Right. Exactly. Oh.
Can't find him. World's a big place. We can't find him. It's a big place. But you find Saddam, the guy's down like a manhole in the middle of the desert. You found him.
I know.
The other guy's still making those tapes. I hate Bin Laden. Get him. Please.
I know they're still like shooting videos. And did you hear that they were actually posting job positions online? Like at a website, they're like, hey, are you for Al-Qaeda? Oh. They're like, are you good with people? You know, have you ever strapped a bomb to yourself? Yeah. You know, come on.
Been in a mall and wanted to blow everybody up at a food court?
Well, yeah, sure, of course. Who hasn't?
With the Al-Qaeda, you can.
Yeah, they were actually recruiting people online, and they were listing positions that they had available.
I think we should hire that redneck bounty hunter guy that's on TV.
Oh, what, Dog?
Yeah, give him a big chunk of change. I bet you can find him.
That would be the greatest show ever.
They should have leveled all those mountains that he was allegedly in. Kill every ram and every Al-Qaeda person the day after that. You spend all this money on the weapons, use them.
You know, and we were talking about this earlier, like, people just bash Bush constantly. And I was listening to this thing online where they were comparing Bush before he became president and him now. And I mean, like, listen to this. He is a completely different person. This is Bush 10 years ago.
To answer your question, what Texas ought to do is determine what the mission is in the state perspective. I think that the mission in education ought to be excellence in literature, math, science, and social science.
He's speaking
if
off the cuff.
School districts want to enrich beyond that, more power to them. But at the state perspective...
And then some like...
Definitely, yeah, he sounded good there.
And then all of a sudden some dum-dum bomb hit, and like you can't put a sentence together.
Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
What?
Yeah, I think he has like anxiety or something. You know what I mean? Because I'll go, okay, you're the boss's son and all that, but there's just you don't get all the way to there and be that dumb. I think he has like he gets like overly nervous, and he gets that thing going in his head and just.
Well, like when he's at the debates.
You've retired. You don't have anything to worry about.
I listen to the debates.
It's the third time I've said that.
This is, by the way, I'm going to start this over. This is the greatest clip ever.
If you've retired, you don't have anything to worry about. It's the third time I've said that. I'll probably say it 3 more times. See, in my line of work, you got to keep repeating things over and over and over again for the truth to sink in, to kind of catapult the propaganda.
How the news media did not run with them, like, the man just admitted the propaganda.
No, he's trying to say overcome the alleged lies coming from the other side.
I see. Is that it?
I don't know. That's how I took it.
My favorite had to be the presidential debates. The first one, that was pure comedy. It was the things they argue about in politics. Now, my plan is 33% of the remainder of the cube root of 3 times the GNP. It's like, dude, enough with the numbers.
Yeah, everyone's going to have health care. Everyone's going to have jobs. And you go in there, and they're all working for the same 20 guys. They put them both in the office. You know what it is? He's just not good at lying. Bill Clinton was great at it.
Yeah.
He just made you feel good. His lies sounded good. Bush, you just know he's lying. When he's doing it, he's like, hey, he's like repeating, he's stammering. He just wings it. That's what kills me. He just goes out there, there was a hurricane, people are wet. He's just winging it. Just have somebody write something.
I have to call you on this.
What is that?
Why do you have a fake Izod on?
Oh, a bootleg Izod?
Yeah.
Oh, first of all, because I thought it was real. I came walking out of this sushi restaurant. There was this dude standing on the sidewalk. There's boxes of closes.
And you're
closes.
And you're like, oh, if only I had some 80s clothes.
I like the Izod. I stand by it. It's simple. They're solid colors. They're easy to match.
Right.
But I'm not paying $80 for it. So this guy had like a crushed cardboard box of Izods, and I figured, hey, he stole them off a truck out of Macy's.
I just can't believe there's such a demand that there's somebody selling bootleg ones.
Yeah, they also had some Drakkar Noir.
Like, who's out there buying all these? There's a demand for bootleg Izods.
Hey man, these are back. I mean, you got to get on the cool bandwagon over here. 'Cause I'll tell you right now, I'm getting emails right and left when I wear one of these on stage.
And then there's that one person, you suck, wear polo.
I had somebody gave me a rough time when I was on MySpace. This girl was like, I can't believe you're on MySpace. That just really blows my whole image of you. Like, I don't know what her image was. So I wrote back, I'm like, well, there's a guy named Dane Cook. He's got 500,000 friends on this, and he just sold out Madison Square Garden. She's like, yeah, well, still, why are you arguing with these people? Because I'm a loser, and I hate myself, and all you got to do is just say one little thing, and it goes in my head. I'm a loser. There, I said it.
This is the Lazlow Show. We're going to take a quick break, come back with a little Billy Burr.
WXRK.
93 K-Rock. It's Lazlow Show. My new deeper voice. You like that?
You're back, huh?
It's pretty sexy.
That's what I sound like in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I sound like after I smoke too much all week.
What's wrong with your voice? It's early. Sometimes it's so deep and it sounds really good, like I could be one of those movie voice guys. It's like, okay, I shouldn't talk until 3 o'clock this afternoon when I go on the air.
Do a movie trailer?
Yeah,
I love it.
Ballsy.
Sitting in, Big Wayne, Reed, the useless producer, Cousin Ed is hanging out from WISP in Philly. And also sitting in, comedian Bill Burr.
What's going on?
Who's on MySpace trolling for young girls.
And I have a system.
Dude, you guys were just talking.
It's not working.
Young for me is 28.
Dude, I saw this thing about 50 Cent because I was at the Electronic Entertainment Expo, the big video game convention, and they were showing off the trailer for his game, which is basically just him running around shooting white executives, I guess getting back at the man. But he's got that movie coming out, and I could not believe this article about the movie said, well, and he's quoted, yeah, the movie's about my life. It's 75% true. Like, wouldn't you want it to be 100% true? But it's like they're embellishing on us. You don't know what's real and what's fake.
They yanked the billboards on that, too.
Well, yeah, it's because it's got him with a gun, right?
I just can't believe somebody who went through what he went through comes out of jail, and now he's making more money than me.
Well, dude, he got shot 9 times.
I know.
Yeah, you don't think he deserves
For a reason, probably.
He was dealing crack.
Exactly. Now, once you've done that...
But this is what...
He's a talented guy.
You think so?
Yeah, he's great.
But now record people are like...
Are you just saying that so that we don't get shot up by his crew?
No, I'm just,
They have talent scouts going to jail.
You think Eminem's story, 8 Mile, wasn't exaggerated a little bit? I mean, there's no way to, there's no way to make it 100% accurate.
Right. My favorite quote in this article was, my mother would tell me that I was born through the Immaculate Conception like Jesus. That I was special because I didn't have a father. That made me understand that I don't need to have one. When your mom is telling you you're like Jesus...
She had to give him some hope. Dude, you guys are harsh on
what
this
makes
show.
so many different than
Dude, anybody who gets shot 9 times and you live, I want to see your movie. I want to see your life story.
Yeah, that's a little better.
One of them, he got shot in the mouth. He's got a bullet hole right in the side of his face. I mean,
I gotta say that's a little bigger than walking on water. It's like, yeah, oh, great, you can walk on water. Try taking 9 bullets, buddy. Huh?
Well, he took a couple nails in the hand too and through the feet. I mean, at least with the bullet, you get it over with. I mean, let's not downplay what J to the C went through.
J to the C.
J to the C.
Cousin Ed this week was on his show in Philly. You're filling in for the midday talk show now.
I thought you were going to slam me again for
no.
Who'd I call now?
No, I'm going to slam you for saying that Halloween is Christmas for pedophiles.
Well, it is. I mean, they just come to here. It's like home delivery. They just come to their house. It's their favorite holiday.
It's hilarious.
They go buy some candy and just wait for them. Let them come. You buy the candy, they
can dress as perverted as they want to. It's just a costume.
Right.
Ignore the thing hanging out of my pants. No, it's fake.
He answers the door naked.
It's a prop.
It's a costume, kid.
I'm Adam.
I'm Adam. This is a leaf.
He's giving out chloroform rags.
He makes his own haunted house. Oh, you want the Tootsie Roll, kid? You gotta earn it.
Someone keeps throwing Tootsie Rolls at me.
Do you think there's that many there's more pedophiles out now, or are they just constantly talking about them?
They're constantly talking about them because on the news they try to scare you. Like, is a pedophile living next door to you? Yeah, probably.
Because I remember I had a paper route as a kid. That's not a kid's job anymore.
No,
it's just adults now.
doing
First
it.
of all, they need the second job, but it's just like I would never let a kid. I used to get on a bike 5 a.m. Just baiting people.
Prime pedophile time?
I was asking for it. Just riding down the street on my bicycle and my little papers.
With your rosy red cheeks?
Oh, yeah. I had my T-shirt hanging off one shoulder. Just asking for it.
But then you were on your bike, you just throw the paper. At least you could get away. What really sucks is when you have to go back and collect the money. Because then you're by yourself knocking on the door, and the pervert's answering the door.
Yeah.
Come on in, KY, get the checkbook.
Did you have any creepy experiences, though?
No. It was great. People,
See, that was back
Christmas time. I got good tips. People give me a hockey stick. A
hockey stick.
It was a good time. You used to play street hockey, back then before you had the rollerblades. I'll tell you, these kids today. What's it cost? Like $9 million to keep them up with the neighbors' kids now?
Oh, I know.
My kid isn't going to get a
I love it
thing.
when parents complain like, dude, it's so expensive having kids. Why? They got to have a PSP and a cell phone. And I'm like, dude, you played with gasoline and fireworks when I was a kid. Most of those were free.
You pick up a stick, that's a gun.
Right.
You made the noise with your mouth.
Right. Exactly.
Threw a ball against the side of the house. That was our PlayStation.
I think at some point Brandon's supposed to call in. And the guy that's doing the Jaguar Skills thing, we will we'll talk to him later. He's making the thing flash. You know?
Is that throwing off your rhythm?
Dude,
it seemed there was a long little drawing.
Dude, I'm like that Pokemon video or whatever they showed in Japan. I'm having a seizure over here.
Epileptic seizure.
Dude, they busted somebody in Texas that had Halloween candy that had mushrooms, hash, and marijuana in it. They called it Nirvana bars.
I love it.
Yeah.
You got to go to that house.
Trick or treat.
What I want to know is how the police found out. Were there kids like in the streets laying around like bugging out?
All doped
Yeah,
up.
is that like true? Is that like the dude who has the razor blade and the apple? Remember that?
Oh God!
Like anybody would eat the apple.
Yeah,
you got a whole bag full of candy.
Who eats apples?
And you can't tell that there's a razor or either embedded in it.
Right. It's the Mach 4 Turbo. Stuck in there. Silly string was in the news last week because it's outlawed in a lot of areas now, which I've always thought it's great if you could ban something with the word silly in it.
Is that stuff flammable? I've always wondered that.
Yes.
I don't know.
It is? Highly flammable.
So if I squirted it and lit it, it would do like a fuse?
Yes.
Oh, God, you're just giving people ideas.
That's what I do.
Dude,
take that one for free, kids.
Dude, that's like, dude, if people are lighting silly
string, and Butthead ban on you.
Right, it's going to be like silly string napalm. What are you doing telling people to light it?
You know, it's like a nice fuse. You light it and run down the street.
Why are you being so
string.
irresponsible? We're trying to talk about pedophiles here, and you're bringing up this stuff. And this is I don't know where you found this guy.
And then you take rat poisoning and you put it in the pixie stick.
Wow.
You never did that?
No.
You never did that.
Never killed a neighbor? I mean, come on. Dude, I remember one time we tied this kid to a tree and we threw fireworks at him.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It didn't go good because the firecrackers had, I think it was the black ones had the real quick...
the black cats.
Yeah, you had literally, as you lit it, you had to throw it. I remember my brother lit it and wound up, and it blew up in his hand. You know, he had like that Fred Sanford hand, like like
the cartoon hand that's big and red.
Yeah, back then there was no drugs. You just ran it under cold water. That was first aid.
We used to have bottle rocket fights, you know, just stand across, hide in bushes across the street and shoot them at each other.
Yeah, try to hold on to it as long as you could.
In the neighborhood I grew up, we had a guy that, he was kind of like a 50-year-old guy and like always hung out with the younger crowd, the 20, the teenagers, and during 4th of July, this guy, you would get him so drunk, he put lit firecrackers in his mouth and in his ears, and it was great. He did this for hours, man. Hours, I'm telling you.
And then he'd throw it.
No, that was the whole thing, is he could hold them in his mouth. His name was Jerry Doot-to-Doo.
Doot-to-Doo.
Doot-to-Doo, because he was always Doot-to-Doo. He's always, S-faced. From 8 o'clock in the morning, you found the guy drinking with a 16-ounce Budweiser, and 9 o'clock at night, you found him the same way.
At least he was a happy drunk. I think he's skipping down the street.
What kind of fireworks? Like M80s?
No, mostly like I actually remember a couple times tricking him and giving him like a jumping jack. Those are the ones that like kind of fly all over the place.
It's just a sparkler.
But he was off the wall. He did anything that you put him up to it, he was going to do it.
So this was like the 80s Queens version of Jackass.
Yes, pretty much. Yes, it was.
Oh, if you want to hear more stories of Wayne robbing shoe stores, train cars full of Apple Jacks, he brought home a train car of Apple Jacks to his mom. And she said, she didn't say, where did you steal this from? She goes, where are we going to put it?
Yeah. Where am I going to put 32 boxes of Apple Jacks?
Isn't that horrible?
What did you end up doing with them?
Eating them.
He's still eating Apple Jacks.
Oh, I got confused. I thought that was a firework. Like jumping jacks, I got confused.
No, Apple Jacks, like the cereal.
Apple Jacks was a breakfast cereal.
Yeah, I know.
Some freights rolled through my neighborhood, and you could crack the seals and, empty them. So one time we got cereal. You take it home.
How long before you were sick of Apple Jacks?
Oh, 24 hours.
Isn't this great? All the things to steal. No fur coats, no diamonds. Dude, I got 3 years of Apple Jacks just sitting in the basement.
You always hoped for the big hit, but it never really came.
Was that the best hit ever?
The best hit was actually quarts of Budweiser.
Oh, were they warm?
Of course they were warm, yes.
Did you drink them warm?
Yes, we did, yes. And you actually went up to the stores and traded them in for cold ones and exchanged them for money. You sold them. You went right to the local deli. You said, I'll give you, 10 cases of Budweiser. Give me $100.
Did you ever have like those bodegas and delis that would actually deal drugs over the counter? We actually had one of those.
They were like in the ghetto.
We actually had one of those in Oklahoma City next to the gay bars.
You could always tell they were dealing too, because it'd be like Glad bags and a box of Pop-Tarts. That was the only thing they had on the
Exactly.
shop. But there's like 50 people walking around in there, like something's going on here.
I went to places where you had to have special words. You actually had to ask for a product that was behind the plexiglass, and if you didn't ask for this product, you didn't get what you were really there for.
Laz, remember the first time we went to Vancouver?
That's exactly what I was about to say. When we went to Vancouver and we went to the Blunt Brothers.
We're stupid America. Duh. What do we do now?
I go into this place called the Blunt Brothers, and I'm
wait, no, back up. Where we heard there was a place you could go and get weed, like a section of town. So we pull over at the gas station. Oh, gas station attendants. We figure they're like our age. Do the same thing we do. Yeah, where's the place? All right, you go down to 5th, and you go to Haight Street. It's Little Amsterdam, so we go down there, we park.
Hastings is the name
was
of
it
the street,
Hastings?
right?
As soon as we park, we're like, well, what do we do now? And as we peer up from the window of the car, we realize we're parked in front of a place that says Blunt Brothers, a respectable joint.
And I say, I think they might know in there.
Now, let's start here.
So we go in, and I go up to the counter. I'm like, all right. What's the story? And the place is full of people smoking. They call it Little Amsterdam.
We were paranoid. We kind of just like walked around. You know, it's like when the first time you buy rolling papers, you're kind of afraid. You're like, wait till there's nobody at the counter. Then you go up.
Yeah, you just go up and go, I was thinking about rolling me some cigarettes. You got any of that rolling paper? Save money.
Where do you get the wacky tobacco? We're dumb Americans. What do we do now? And they pretty much gave us the instructions. Go stand out on the corner.
No, she said to go to this place next door, and she said, go up to the jukebox.
It was the youth hostel. And
I said, go to the jukebox. It goes, is there a certain song I should play? She goes, no, just go to the jukebox. So we go in, and I walk over to the jukebox, and this guy comes over, and Ed's standing next to me. He's like, can I help? And we're in a foreign country. I mean, it's Canada. You know what the rules are, whatever. You're a little nervous. And the guy comes over. He's like, can I help you? And I'm like, just going to play a couple of tunes on the jukebox. And then I'm trying to think of like a song with the term green in it or something. Like maybe Green Day.
Green grass and high tide forever.
And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to, play a little. He's like, what can I get you? And I'm like, oh, so that's how it works. All right.
Some marijuana.
And it wasn't like the States where you buy weed and then you run. You're like, okay, we've got it now. Let's go. Quick. We went over to the table, like right next door, and ordered some beers and sat there for an hour.
I know. Vancouver is the greatest town.
The first time we did that, remember our buddy? He found somebody to buy weed off of on the street. He goes like, okay, you guys follow me. And also we turned around, he was gone.
He was gone.
And we lost him. We thought he was kidnapped.
He was gone for 45 minutes.
And he was like, thanks for having my back.
He's like, these guys took me up into this scary dark room. I'm like, you're an idiot, dude.
I know.
Yeah, it's like, dude, this is weed. It's not a brick of cocaine. It should be done.
Like, we need a plan B. If he doesn't come back, where do we get the weed then?
I know, that's because we were concerned for about 10 minutes, and then we were like, dude, we gave him our money.
Right.
You guys like those two dudes in the beginning of Scarface? Is that dude's getting chained up in the shower?
Exactly.
They're hitting on the women in the convertible? Chi-Chi, you got the yayo.
Yayo.
I like how you said we're in a foreign country, like it's Midnight Express. It's like, you're in Vancouver. They're speaking this crazy language. They keep going A.
Funny money. How does that rapper with the name Yayo not get arrested every town he goes to?
Is his name? His name's Yayo?
Yeah, he calls himself Yayo. I think he's maybe one of the G Unit guys. I'm not sure. I'm too white to know.
How do you get into the G Unit?
I don't know. But if your name is Yayo, I would. He came into my town. Yayo's playing tonight. I'd have the police surround his hotel. You're naming yourself cocaine.
Yeah, it's probably a pretty good
indication.
Pretty good indication he's going to have a little blow in him.
Yeah, my name's DJ Weed. I'll be doing the show for the next hour.
Yeah, right. So, you're what do you say you're doing tomorrow? You're doing like some morning show or something?
Yeah, some Opie and Anthony show.
Oh, you doing Opie and Anthony tomorrow? Because he goes, dude, I got to get out of here like 8:15. I said, what do you?
Well, so I'm also going on the road for like a week.
Oh, that's right.
So I got to,
Where are you going? Because we got people that download the show from like California and Norway. You going to Norway?
Going to Norway?
No.
We get a lot of
traffic. I'm going up
traffic.
to Boston. I'm going to the Patriots-Colts game. I'm from there, so I'm going to hit that game. Then I got to go out to L.A. for like 3 days. I might be at the Laugh Factory on Tuesday doing Jay Davis's show.
Cool. And and how many days are you doing O&A? Because Norton's out, right?
Yeah, I'm only doing it on Monday, but then I got to go to L.A., so I'm kind of blowing it. I should be in there,
Why?
I don't know, because I got nothing else going on in my career. I mean, how many times are you going to back me into a corner here, Lazlow? I'm a loser. I got nothing going on. You just keep, every time I try to pretend like I'm cool, I just keep coming back to this.
Please, I'd much rather do their show than my show.
You got that Rascals thing going for you, so.
Yeah, there you go. Rascals in Montclair, everybody. Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah, I'm not going home.
That Thursday before Thanksgiving's a good night, too, because that's like the biggest bar night of the year. So let me drunk and laugh.
That's what they say, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'll be the No Loved Ones tour that I'm on. These guys who book me, they're just right on through the whole holidays. Every holiday. We got a corporate gig July 4th. That weekend's gone.
What are the corporate gigs like? You sit there and make guys that, would you do like a PowerPoint presentation? Or
those can be brutal. It all depends. Like I always say, there has to be a stage. There has to be some sort of illusion that I am in show business when I go there.
They got you at a podium.
Yeah, they've done that, the podium thing, and you're standing up there like you're going to meet,
Like a roast.
With a little teeny microphone that's attached to the podium, right. Trying to talk into it.
Like they're going to bring up Rich Little. Oh, yeah, it's awful. It's just, and they want, those are brutal. They're just brutal. And then there's usually... then there's the boss, and everyone's looking at the boss to see if
he's
he's
the boss laughing.
Yeah, that type of thing. And then what ends up happening is everybody's laughing, and then the boss didn't find something funny, and then everybody who laughed, all of a sudden they didn't find it was funny, and then it's a big problem. I don't do a lot of those.
I mean, like what kind of corporations? Like ExxonMobil? They have a lot of money these days.
Just places you've never heard of. I did one in like North Dakota. I went to Fargo, North Dakota, and I go in there and like in like this conference room with a stage. That's my only requirement. And I went up, and it was like literally like 30 people. And I'm just sitting there. I flew all the way out here. There's nobody funny in like Nebraska. You could have put on a train and got in here. But
Fargo's pretty brutal. I used to be on the air in Fargo. I mean, like
there were some good-looking women up there. I was surprised.
I didn't actually visit Fargo. I just sent my material to them because I refused to enter town.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I saw the movie. I'm not down with it.
Yeah, you don't want to end up in a shredder.
Right.
You know what's funny? They hate that movie. They're like, we don't talk like that, blah, blah, blah. But
Yes,
I understand that. I understand that. Because
they do.
I didn't like Cliff on Cheers, being from Boston. Did a horrendous accent. He kept... I don't understand. For 15 seasons, he calls Norm Nam. Hey there, Nami. It's like it's not Nam, it's Norm. You just take the R out. Instead of saying Norm, you go Norm.
What is he saying, Nam? Like
Nam.
Vietnam?
No, trying to be like the Boston, park the car, the house. So they think everything's the ah sound. So I'm just trying to relate to people from Fargo. I don't know how far out your broadcast is.
Bill Burr sitting in studio. Thanks for stopping by. You'll be on the Opie and
Nothing but
Anthony.
laughs the whole way, and then I figured I'd bomb in the end. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me. You rascals in Montclair. Visit me on MySpace, BillBurr.com. I got all the info on there.
And it'll be on Opie and Anthony in the morning. We'll be back in just a bit.